السلام علیکم ورحمۃ اللہ. بیٹھ جاؤ. تکریم احمد صاحب تلاوت.
السلام علیکم پیارے حضور.
وعلیکم السلام.
اعوذ باللہ من الشیطان الرجیم. بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم. قل فاتبعوني يحببكم الله ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم والله غفور رحيم. قل اطیعوا اللہ والرسول فإن تولوا فإن الله لا يحب الكافرين. إن الله اصطفى آدم ونوحا وآل إبراهيم وآل عمران على العالمين ذرية بعدها من بعد والله سميع عليم. إذ قالت امرأة عمران رب إني نذرت لك ما في بطني محررا فتقبل مني إنك أنت السميع العليم. جزاک اللہ.
ٹرانسلیشن انگلش ٹرانسلیشن مبارز احمدی.
The verses that have just been recited are from Surah Al Imran, verses 32 to 36. The English translation is as follows. I seek refuge with Allah from Satan the accursed, in the name of Allah, the gracious, the merciful. Say, if you love Allah, follow me. Then will Allah love you and forgive you your faults. And Allah is most forgiving, merciful. Say, obey Allah and the Messenger. But if they turn away, then remember that Allah loves not the disbelievers. Allah did choose Adam and Noah and the family of Abraham and the family of Imran above all peoples, a race correlated with one another, and Allah is all-hearing, all-knowing. Remember when the woman of Imran said, "My Lord, I have vowed to thee what is in my womb, to be dedicated to thy service. So do accept it of me. Verily, thou alone art all-hearing, all-knowing." Jazakallah.
Adil Tayyib, Urdu translation.
ابھی آپ کے سامنے سورہ عمران کے آیات 32 تا 36 کی تلاوت کی گئی. اب ان آیات کا اردو ترجمہ بیان فرمودہ حضرت خلیفۃ المسیح الرابع رحم اللہ پیش خدمت ہے. میں پناہ چاہتا ہوں اللہ کی دھتکارے ہوئے شیطان سے، اللہ کے نام کے ساتھ جو بے انتہا رحم کرنے والا، بن مانگے دینے والا اور بار بار رحم کرنے والا ہے. تو کہہ دے اگر تم اللہ سے محبت کرتے ہو تو میری پیروی کرو، اللہ تم سے محبت کرے گا اور تمہارے گناہ بخش دے گا، اور اللہ بہت بخشنے والا اور بار بار رحم کرنے والا ہے. تو کہہ دے اللہ کی اطاعت کرو اور رسول کی، بس اگر وہ پھر جائیں تو یقیناً اللہ کافروں کو پسند نہیں کرتا. یقیناً اللہ نے آدم اور نوح اور آل ابراہیم اور آل عمران کو سب جہانوں کے مقابل چن لیا. ان میں سے بعض کی ذریت میں سے ہیں، اور اللہ بہت سننے والا اور دائمی علم رکھنے والا ہے. جب عمران کی ایک عورت نے کہا، اے میرے رب، جو کچھ بھی میرے پیٹ میں ہے یقیناً وہ میں تیری نظر کر دیا دنیا کے جمیلوں سے آزاد کرتے ہوئے، بس تو مجھ سے قبول کر لے، یقیناً تو ہی بہت سننے والا اور بہت جاننے والا ہے.
متعارف احمد نظم.
کلام حضرت مسلم موعود رضی اللہ عنہ. میں اپنے پیاروں کی نسبت ہرگز نہ کروں گا پسند کبھی. وہ چھوٹے درجہ پہ راضی ہوں اور ان کی نگاہ رہے نیچی. ہے خواہش میری الفت کی تو اپنی نگاہیں اونچی کر. تدبیر کے جالوں میں مت پھنس کر قبضہ جا کے مقدر پر. میں واحد کا ہوں دل دادا اور واحد میرا پیارا ہے. گر تو بھی واحد بن جائے تو میری آنکھ کا تارا ہے. تو ایک ہو ساری دنیا میں शरीक ना हो। तू सब दुनिया को दे लेकिन खुद तेरे हाथ में भीख न हो। मैं अपने प्यारों की निस्बत हरगिज़ ना करूँगा पसंद कभी। वो छोटे दर्जा पे राज़ी हों और उनकी निगाह रहे नीची। वो छोटे दर्जा पे राज़ी हों और उनकी निगाह रहे नीची।
इज्तिमा रिपोर्ट सेक्रेटरी वक्फ-ए-नौ साहब।
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. My dearest Huzoor, by the grace of Allah, we are coming to the close of this year's annual Waqfeen-e-Nau Ijtema. The Ijtema was aimed at all Waqfeen-e-Nau boys above the age of 7. Our records indicate that we have a total of 1,728 boys in this age group in the UK. To promote attendance at this Ijtema, we wrote each child a letter informing him of the event. We put up posters in each mosque and mission house. We handed out leaflets at various locations after Jummah prayers, and we initiated a calling campaign to act as a reminder. Huzoor, we made over 1,706 calls to Waqfeen-e-Nau. From these, 988 boys confirmed that they would attend today, 209 apologized, and we left messages for a further 386. By the grace of Allah, the registered attendance today is a total of 1,184 Waqfeen-e-Nau boys, which is 68.5% of our tajneed. This compares to a registered tajneed of 1,009 for the 2014 Ijtema, an increase of 175 boys. In the over 15 age group, Huzoor, we have a tajneed in the UK of 842, of which 479 attended today, which is 57%. We also this year invited parents to our Ijtema, the fathers to this Ijtema, and I'm glad to say that 382 parents also attended today's function, giving a total attendance of 1,615. Registration and breakfast opened at 8 in the morning, and I chaired the opening session. Due to the ever-increasing numbers of Waqfeen-e-Nau, we split the boys into 3 age groups, 7 to 11, 12 to 18, and 18 plus. The first event of the day for the youngest age group was a workshop run by the IEEE. They gave the boys an insight into the work they do around the world. There were 5 wide-ranging presentations, from water for life to mechanical engineering. My thanks go to the team for putting so much effort into the presentations. We then had a focus talk by Rehan Shaheen Saab on the work that is being done by the Jamaat and Humanity First to combat Ebola in Africa. This was followed by a presentation by Jamia. The Jamia presentation focused on the history of Jamia, Jamias around the world, and a day in the life of a Jamia student. This presentation was given by Daniel Saab, a third-year student at Jamia. Following on from the Jamia presentation, the youngest age group was treated to a brief demonstration on Taekwondo. We added an element of sport into the program for the younger children to demonstrate that a true Waqfeen-e-Nau has a well-rounded personality and that attention to physical health is also important alongside both religious and academic education. The 12 to 18 age group started with the presentation from the IEEE,
followed by their National Waqfeen-e-Nau exam, and a short presentation from Jamia by Mustafa Siddiqui Saab that covered in detail the processes and requirements for gaining entry to this excellent institution. We are finding that more and more boys are expressing an interest in Jamia, so we hope a session on the process and requirements will prove useful in the coming years. This talk was followed by an equivalent talk on how to gain entry into a university course in medicine by Hasham Sahib, a current Waqfeen-e-Nau medical student. We asked him to present the challenges faced in gaining a medical university place and outline the steps that will enable a successful application. The 18+ age group started the day with a presentation on Nizam-e-Jamaat. Humayun Uppal Sahib gave an informative and detailed presentation on the history, structure, and operations of the Nizam. This theme is one that we have been focusing on for the last couple of years. Amir Saab instructed us some time ago to ensure that all Waqfeen-e-Nau are made fully aware of the Nizam, as ultimately we hope that the vast majority of them will be working within it. The boys were also addressed by the Santo Tijarat and Tabligh national departments, who outlined their work and also highlighted the volunteer opportunities that exist within these departments. This was followed by Zohar Namaz and lunch. Following lunch, the 7 to 11 age group had the exam, while the 12 to 18 group had a taekwondo demonstration. The eldest age group were joined by the Waqfeen-e-Nau fathers, and they were addressed by Imam Saab on their responsibilities. This was then followed by a question and answer session by Dr. Shameen Saab. Amir Saab wrapped up the final session before Asr Namaz. Huzoor, I would like to take this opportunity to convey the thanks of the Waqfeen-e-Nau department to Amir Saab and the members of the UK Majlis-e-Amla for their help in the organisation of this Ijtema. We were greatly assisted by the General Secretary's department, Mirza Rashid Saab, Hassan Saab and the Ziyafat teams, Safdar Ali Saab and Islami Basri team, and Zahir Saab, along with the management team of Battle for Thor and other national secretaries. We also owe a debt of gratitude to Southern Majlis Khuddam Ahmadiyya for the support provided. As well, we also owe special thanks to Principal Jamia for his continuing invaluable support of this department. He again provided the team that takes and marks the exam, as well as providing support in every area of running this Ijtema. But most of all, Huzoor, we would like to convey our most sincerest thanks to you for your continued prayers for Waqfeen-e-Nau. Ameen.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. With the grace of Allah the Almighty, today you have once more been enabled to participate in a Waqfeen-e-Nau Ijtema. The purpose of holding these Ijtemas is to make you realize that you are a Waqfeen-e-Nau. and thus to give you an opportunity to exceed other Ahmadi youth by acquiring greater knowledge regarding the teachings of the Jamaat. And then by implementing those teachings to a greater degree than others. Therefore, attending the Ijtema is not something you should take for granted, but rather you should realize it has a deep importance and significance. Before you were born, your parents made a pledge on your behalf to dedicate you for the services of the Jamaat. And a large proportion of you have now reached an age where you have confirmed and reiterated that pledge. And so I hope and expect that all of you who are seated before me today will make every effort to fulfill this pledge throughout your lives until your last breath. Today, I would like to speak to you on a few matters. First of all, a very important issue is that what did the promised Messiah expect from us? Every Ahmadi and a Waqfeen-e-Nau in particular every Ahmadi and Waqfeen-e-Nau in particular makes a pledge at the time of the Bai'at that they will give precedence to their faith over all worldly matters. Giving precedence to one's faith over worldly matters means that a person should always give priority to the commands and teachings of God over all worldly affairs. Therefore, the first objective of a Waqfeen-e-Nau is to use and sacrifice all of his abilities, skills, and talents for the sake of serving his religion. One can give time and attention to worldly matters that have been permitted by Allah, but only after he has first given preference to his religious duties. It is quite possible that many of you among the Waqfeen-e-Nau will not be taken into regular service by the Jamaat, as the Jamaat will say that for the time being they do not require your services. There will be a small proportion among the Waqfeen-e-Nau whom the Jamaat will select to carry out regular service. However, those of you who are permitted to carry out worldly jobs should always keep in view that whenever you are called to serve the religion, whether as a volunteer or as a full-time worker, then you should immediately, without offering any excuse, present yourself for service. Then another huge responsibility upon you is that you should safeguard and protect your prayers, because Allah the Almighty has assigned the purpose of the creation of a man as the worship of God. And so, naturally, those who have pledged to sacrifice their entire life for the sake of God must especially establish the very highest standard of safeguarding their prayers. According to the teachings of Islam, for males, safeguarding one's prayers means to pray the 5 daily prayers on time and to make the greatest possible effort to pray it in congregation. As has been commanded by Allah the Almighty for believers. Then, to read the Holy Quran daily is also very important for a true Muslim. But I have observed that some Waqfeen-e-Nau even do not give attention to regularly reading the Holy Quran. Hence, you need to give constant heed to reciting the Holy Quran on a regular basis. However, you should not just read the Arabic text, but rather you should also study and learn the translation so that you become familiar with the commands of Allah and then can strive to lead your lives in accordance with them. And when you lead your lives according to the commands of God, the Almighty Allah, many of the apparent vices and ills in you will be eradicated. Living here in the West, you will at times be drawn towards bad and immoral habits and tempted towards the evils of the society. And so, you must always focus on constantly saying istighfar in accordance with the guidelines and instructions given by Allah the Almighty. You should also strive to keep your minds and thoughts pure and unadulterated. And instead of succumbing to the influence of the society around you, you should try to influence the society you live in without any inferiority complex. You should explain to others the beautiful teachings of Islam. If you carry this out, you will be doing a huge service as Waqfeen-e-Nau. There are now thousands of Waqfeen-e-Nau, and therefore, if just each Waqfeen-e-Nau within his own circle and environment discharges the responsibility of spreading the teachings of Islam, we can introduce the beautiful teachings of Islam through the Ahmadiyya Jamaat to a wide section of society. In today's world, Islam is being defamed as a result of the action of individuals who become radicalized and join extremist groups and organizations which both preach extremism and carry out extremist acts. There are hundreds of youth who have left Britain and traveled to Iraq and Syria, where they have joined the so-called Islamic organizations, ISIS or IS. These deluded youth passionately believe they are going there to serve Islam, whereas in truth, their actions have no connection whatsoever with the teachings of Islam. The blame perhaps does not fall on the youth as much, considering they were given a wrong picture of Islam and taught about it in a certain way. As a result, these youth, after falling into the influence of these mistaken beliefs, then tried to act upon them. However, the youth in the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat and the Waqfeen-e-Nau youth in particular, right from childhood, are expected to learn the true teachings of Islam and are also taught its correct teachings. The true teachings of Islam can be ascertained from the Holy Quran alone. Thus, we have been bestowed with a great favor and blessing in this era, as we have been enabled to accept the Imam of the time, the Prophet Messiah, Islam, who has enlightened us with the correct teachings of Islam and the Holy Quran. Hence, when in these countries there are youth who, as a result of mistaken beliefs about Islamic teachings, commit barbaric and cruel atrocities, the Ahmadi youth, and in particular the Waqfeen-e-Nau, should make great effort to acquire religious knowledge. Thus, wherever you may be, whether at school, college, university, or at work in a company, you should enlighten the world using this knowledge by conveying the true teachings of Islam. Waqfeen-e-Nau must strengthen their faith, and this will only be possible when you learn the true teachings of the religion. So while you should read the translation of the Holy Quran, you should also read the books of the Prophet Messiah Islam. Certainly, you should at least make every effort to read the books of the Prophet Messiah Islam that have been translated into English, if you cannot read Urdu, because you will attain the true understanding and knowledge of the religion through them. Always remember the statement of the Prophet Messiah Islam, where he said, the member of our Jamaat should demonstrate their good examples. Anyone who is a part of our Jamaat and yet displays a bad example and shows weakness in his actions or belief is extremely unjust and cruel. Although this was the general expectation the Prophet Messiah Islam had of each and every member of the Jamaat, a Waqfeen-e-Nau has pledged to dedicate his entire life for the sake of serving his religion. And so, a Waqfeen-e-Nau should take special care not to show any weakness in his belief or actions, through which other Ahmadis or even non-Ahmadis may falter, stumble, or be misled. You should have a strong and unwavering belief that the Holy Prophet ﷺ is the Khatam al-Nabiyyin, the seal of all the prophets. You should have complete belief that the Holy Quran is the final law-bearing book. And you should have firm faith and complete conviction that the Prophet Messiah Islam was indeed sent by Allah the Almighty in accordance with the prophecy of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and that he is the Messiah and Mahdi who was foretold to appear in this era. And his rank and status according to the prophecy of the Holy Prophet is of a prophet. However, he is an Ummati Nabi and a non-law bearing prophet, as he brought no new law with him, but rather he came only to spread the law and message of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam all over the world. You should also have complete belief in the fact that Allah the Almighty has provided the means and resources in this era, the era of the Prophet Messiah alayhi Islam, to complete the propagation of Islam. At the time of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the law had reached its perfection, and thus he was the Khatamun Nabi, the seal of all the prophets. However, the means to spread the message to all parts of the world had not yet appeared, such as the media and other forms of spreading the message. At the time of the Prophet Messiah alayhi Islam, in accordance with the promises of Allah the Almighty, the means and resources became available, such as the media, television, press, and so on, which provided the platform for the message of Islam to reach from one corner of the world to the other. With the grace of Allah the Almighty, today the Ahmadiyya Jamaat also has been given these means by Allah Ta'ala to spread Islam's teachings to the world. Thus, it is the duty of every member of the Jamaat, whichever part of the world they live in, to make full and proper use of these modern means and resources. They should strive to propagate the message of Islam in all directions and in all parts of the world, and thus share in the blessings which Allah the Almighty has conferred upon us in this era. Further, you should also have absolute belief and conviction that after the demise of the Prophet Messiah alayhi Islam, in accordance with his prophecies and the prophecies of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the real and true system of Khilafat has been established, which you must obey and follow fully. A very important means of fulfilling obedience to Khilafat and implementing the guidance of the Khalifa is in the shape of the great favor and blessings Allah the Almighty has established for us through MTA. Therefore, through MTA, you should make every possible effort to regularly listen to my sermon wherever you may be, whether through the TV, computer, laptop, or mobile phone. In this era, no one can justifiably make the excuse that they were unable to receive the message or teachings, as through the media and other means, everything is now easily and readily available to us at the click of a button. And so, in terms of the sermons, they can also be accessed easily in many different ways. You can watch the sermons on MTA through TV, or you can download it from the MTA website, or watch it through the MTA on-demand service. There are also other programs on MTA which are important for you to watch, as they will enhance your religious knowledge and will also be a source of strengthening your bond with Khilafat. Another means of increasing your religious knowledge is also through the Al-Islam website, where a wide range of material is available. And so, as you have reached a mature age, you should connect yourselves as much possible to all those various resources and means. By doing so, while you should try to increase your knowledge, you should also use these means to strengthen your connection with Khilafat and discharge your responsibility of giving precedence to the faith over worldly affairs. Nowadays, there are countless programs on TV, websites, on the internet, or other things which draw a person's interest and attract his attention. Using them never comes to an end. And so to say we have to finish or complete our worldly activities and engagements first and then watch MTA on TV or through streaming will mean that in reality you will never find time to watch MTA. In order to discharge your responsibilities by benefiting from those means and resources that will enhance your religious knowledge, you will have to give precedence to your religion and faith over world programs, over world programs and activities. Also remember that Muslim Maud gave a motto for the youth of the Jamaat, which was, a nation cannot be reformed without first reforming its youth. Although every Ahmadi Khadim should keep this motto in view at all times, a Waqfeen-e-Nau youth should give far greater attention to this than others. Because you are those who, as I have said, have presented yourselves to serve the religion. So whether you are a regular and full-time Jamaat worker or not, as a Waqfeen-e-Nau, you are responsible to elevate the level of your self-reformation to such a degree that each of you feels that your standard of reformation and your every action is the means of the progress of the Jamaat and the progress of your nation. This reformation can only occur, as I have said, when you understand the true teachings of Islam. When you strengthen your faith and belief, and when you strive to perform your every action and lead your lives according to the teachings of Islam. Always remember that the non-Ahmadi Muslim youngsters who mistakenly believe that to reform the world they have to establish an Islamic government and give up their lives joining jihadi groups can in this way neither benefit the world nor reform themselves. And also they will fail in trying to establish the honor and good reputation of Islam. To establish Islam's good name and reputation, the only principle that will succeed and avail is that which Allah guided the Imam of the time regarding which, in light of the teachings of the Holy Quran was to keep in view the two rights that man must discharge. The first right is to discharge the right of Allah with all the prerequisites. And the second is to strive to discharge the rights of God's creation using all of your strength and abilities. Therefore, today I will say to the Waqfeen-e-Nau that you need to fully understand both these rights and to understand them. As I said before, you have to study and understand the Quran, the teachings of the Prophet Messiah alayhi Islam, and you must go on strengthening your relationship with Khilafat. If you do all of this, you will then be worthy of being called an excellent Waqfeen-e-Nau. Then, wherever in the world you are, whichever company or job you may be working in, you will be known as a true Waqfeen-e-Nau and will be demonstrating Islam's true image to others. And in this way, you will be discharging the right of your religion, your community, your people. And in this way, you will be discharging the right of your Waqf. The Waqfeen-e-Nau who are studying at school in lower year should also always remember this. In this age of childhood, from the age of 10 upwards, in which Allah has made prayers obligatory, whatever you will learn at this age will benefit you for the rest of your lives. Do not consider the age of 10 to be a childish age. As Allah has said that prayers are obligatory at this age, and prayers are compulsory only when you are in an age of full consciousness and sense. Thus, this is not only an age of playing, but it is an age of where you can establish a relationship with Allah, strengthen your connection with the Jamaat, and enhance your bond of loyalty with Khilafat. Hence, give attention to these things from childhood. If you do all of this, then you will, inshallah, also progress and succeed in your education. Also, because when you will follow the commands of Allah, you will receive His rewards and blessings as well. Similarly, you should also act upon the good and pious advice given to you by your parents, which will help connect you with your religion to the greatest degree possible and will also help to improve your life. Waqfeen-e-Nau should also remember that by just being a member of the Waqfeen-e-Nau scheme alone does not give you any exceptional honor. A Waqfeen-e-Nau should show utmost humility and never look down upon his younger brothers and sisters or other members of the Jamaat. Rather, you should be respectful towards everyone and be grateful to God that you are part of Waqfeen-e-Nau. You should give heed more than others to serving your parents and your brothers and sisters. In this way, always remember that you must try to regulate your lives. When you return from school, you should avoid immediately sitting in front of the TV. Rather, you should set aside some time for playing and for sports, for school homework, and also for studying. If you regularly act upon all of these things, then as you grow older, your lives will continue to improve, and all of this will prove to be a source of benefit. May Allah enable all of you to act upon all of this. Ameen. Now join me in silent prayer. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.